All right, welcome back. We're going to showcase how to use G. Murphy here on her Lemurian comp in Arc 2. Um, Basic build that I showed previously, and we'll just jump right into it. So the gimmick here is you can grant any cards Advanced Echo. If you're playing with G. Murphy, her cards are the best cards to give that with. If you know anything about the Echoes here, when you use a card with Echo, it gets rid of it out of your deck. So you're like, why would you want to put the Echoes on cards you want to keep playing, especially over a long turn? These loop reflections. Every time you play one of them, one of your exhausted Echoes goes into the discard pile. So if I were to play this, it gets rid of it. It's not even in my discard pile anymore. That card is gone. And then if I play this, I don't know what I want to grab. In normal waltz. Now, that one with the Echo is back in the discard pile. And so you definitely want to know the interactions of that kind of stuff there. I'm probably going to have to white stance because this is a lot of damage, but I'm going to use this strike to draw 2. We'll see what I get. So this looks like it's just going to do 64, but because Birth of a Soul, it's going to do an extra 156 shield. So I got 220 shield there. This will give me 706, which is fine. So I'm going to want to use this in blue stance and not white stance. I don't need all that extra shield. We are going to just grab this. It has that retain prep, so next turn it will be 0. We're going to white stance, and she doesn't need the Alien Miss because she's about to get 52 Alien Miss from this. So I'm going to use this. That way Goliath gets a little bit of Alien Miss. From here, I'm taking a lot of bleed, which I can't really deal with, unfortunately. We're going to go ahead and use this, and then we're just going to immediately exalt with Miriam. When she exalts in blue stance, you always want to try to exalt in blue stance. That gives you strength and tentacle damage. White stance exalting is also good. It gives your other awakeners 19 alien miss. That's freaking huge. You never want to exalt with her in red stance. It triggers 119% of the poison effects on all enemies, and besides herself, you don't have a lot of poison damage. So try not to exalt with her. If you noticed, I also got 465 shield, and that's because of the Lemurian. If there's 4 Lemurians on the team, you get more shields from G. Murphy's Soul Forge down here. I ideally don't want to take all this damage. I don't have a lot to do here. I am just going to prepare for next turn, where I'll probably burst down the whole group here. One thing to note is when you have these cards in your hand, you actually reduce the draw. So I won't, if I keep these in my hand, I won't draw 5 cards. I'll only draw 3 cards. So I am going to use them to draw more cards. This doesn't really matter right now. This one generates 1. I mean, I think just doing this is the best use of my Arithmetica here. And taking a little bit of damage the first turn is never the worst. So here, I know we're going to want to kill. It's just how am I going to kill? I know I'm going to want to rouse her. What it may have been better if I what's it called? I just used a Mouse's Wisdom to get 3 Arithmetica and then roused after that. But this should be fine. I don't think I'm going to exalt with any other unit, especially not Miriam. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to Red Stance. We'll do this. I'm just going to get my sacrifice up nice and high. I was hoping that that would shuffle the deck, but now the deck is shuffled. We can go ahead and use this. We'll use this. And now we will exalt. Okay, that did a lot more than I thought I was going to do. I'm going to use this because whatever I next play is basically going to end it with the Red Stance. I want to get that 60 Aliamis here so I can get her ready up for the next round. This is free, so I might as well play that. I want the Key Flare. This might end the fight just here. Okay. It did not, and then I'm going to use this one. This will also command the tentacles to attack again. And then as long as I get a couple crits with the tentacles... Oh, dang. I was hoping that would have finished it off, but the sacrifice will, and I'll take a little bit of extra damage there. I think what I could have done that last turn is I think I had a strike for Goliath, and I could have played that for free. So I should have used that Goliath strike, and then I would have been able to clear without having to take that damage. We'll just gain the sigils here. So all that sacrifice carries over, so I am sitting pretty at a ton of sacrifice here. So I'm going to have to shield, probably White Stance this. We have options here. Pharaoh's Exalt also gives shields, and it lets me choose cards from my discard pile. What I think I want to do is give myself more sacrifice, baby. We'll use this. And we are going to... We're going to dupe this, get a couple more. We'll probably play this one a little bit slower. We'll grab another Waltz of Lemuria here. I should have used this before I used that, because I wasted a bunch of Key Flare there. And now from here... I'm going to go White Stance. I'm going to grab this, and grab a Waltz. And I am going to Exalt with her, so all these Awakeners get a bunch of Aliamis. I don't necessarily need the tentacle damage because I did a lot with these for tentacle damage. And I sort of regret going into White Stance now because I want to play another one of these. And I will play that. Strike. That was free. This has retained prep, so using it here is kind of a waste. I'll use this one here. I'm going to want to try to get this sacrifice lower. So let's see if we can do that. We'll get that big shield there. This will also give me a pretty big shield. I need a little bit more Arithmetica. I don't need all of these, so I can use that to heal. We can use this. And this might seem a little silly, because I think it is going to be silly. But I am going to do this here. I don't want to finish this turn, but I want to deal a lot of damage. So I'm hoping to not kill this turn. I'm going to use not these ones, because these guys have prep. I want to use the ones that didn't have prep. I actually might use this. Don't know what I would want to grab for the alienness. Use this. I didn't mean to change that guy's intentions. So I didn't exactly want to take this damage, but the damage is fine. Now we're down to just one guy. We want to get her some alienness so she can exalt. I'm going to try to gamble. Okay, I can gamble again. Oh, I don't want to kill here, but I'm going to kill. Unfortunately, I am definitely going to kill here, which I didn't necessarily want to do. If I didn't do enough damage, I was going to use her exalt so I can get a bigger shield, and grab another abyss so I can deal with the sacrifice. That's not the best. Relics for G. Murphy. Keyflare and Alienus are always good. There's quite a few cards with Retain. Portraits are also very good for Miriam and G. Murphy. If I could find a Miriam or G. Murphy portrait. Shields and healing. Some of the shielding effects, like G. Murphy's Exalt bonus shields, is not affected by this, but other shielding effects are, so that's not a bad buy. I thought I had more sacrifice than what I had, so we're actually chilling with sacrifice right now. We still probably will want to white stance. But we'll grab some cards here. I think I'm going to white stance Miriam here. Bit unfortunate that I didn't get the Keyflare that I wanted. And we will do defense. Grab this. So it looks like I'm going to take damage, but because I have this, it's going to remove 117 sacrifice. I'm not going to take any damage this turn. And I guess we'll loop here. I guess for the 60 Alienus. On Pharaohs, because I'm going to want a Pharaohs Exalt again. We can use these for healing. Ideally, I don't take 1,000 damage here. This has weakness, so 777. Hopefully we can heal all the bleed, which we can. Pharaohs will grab a couple of cards here. We'll grab the defense and the 2 loops. The reason I'm grabbing the defense is because when I play the defense, it will draw me an Abyss, which I might use here in a second. We'll see. We'll use that for big shields. Waltz. Get a little bit going here. I would love the one that lets me draw. This is fine. That was not fine. I don't want to take this damage, but I don't look like I'm going to have any other option but to take this damage. I can law to reduce it a little bit here. 18, 18, or do I just... we're going to strike because that's going to be free, and then we'll law. That's a lot of bleed. Alright, and then from here, we're going to get a bunch of sacrifice, unfortunately. We've got a couple more battles, so it's not the end of the world. But we are going to want to... I don't know if I want to take all this damage. I think I want to end the fight here. If I want to end the fight here, I think Goliath Exalting would have been ideal. So we're going to go back. This is just so you can kind of see what the perfect play for this would have been. So we use this. Red stance, we Goliath Exalt before we G Murphy Exalt. This gives the extra strength here. And so now G Murphy will be dealing more damage, more strength, more tentacle damage. And then we will proceed the same way that we were. And we're going to finish this fight. So we're not going to take all this bleed. We did get a bunch of freaking sacrifice, but not as much because I didn't play this. And I have enough Arithmetica. Oh, you're going to revive twice, right? So I'm going to have to use this. Because you're going to revive twice. And I want to kill that. If I knew exactly how much damage that waltz would have done, I might have used some other cards before I used that waltz. But it's sometimes hard to tell. This is great because you are going to want to Keyflare Rouse all the time. So turn 1, I almost always Keyflare Rouse Miriam. Turn 2, Keyflare Rouse Murphy. This card is just the best relic you can get, probably. I'm not going to gamble. Healing would be nice. This isn't bad either. And I'm okay on health, even though I'm going to have a huge amount of sacrifice, I kind of want to get that relic instead. Yeah, 799. And she's not even hitting particularly hard. All my pain is coming from myself. If I didn't have all this sacrifice, just exalting once would have been enough to block pretty much all of her damage. Not all of it, but pretty dang close. We are going to rouse Miriam here. We'll get this strike. I'm actually thinking of... I was almost hoping to discard my hand if that card came up. It did not, unfortunately, so we're not going to discard. But we will get you up. Defense. Defense. And this will go into white stance. I don't think I need this for healing, so we'll go ahead and just use that now. Let's gain a little bit of Arithmetica here. Strike is free. Defense for some shielding. We'll do this. I don't have white stance anymore. Using white stance the last turn might have been a mistake, but we shall see. Defense. I am going to get the opportunity to do a big heal right before the final boss, so I'm not too worried about my health here, but this is, you know, not ideal, but what can you do? I think we're going to Law of the Strong, reduce their strength a little bit. G. Murphy. I'm just doing it this way to maximize key flare generation. This also recovers 10% of lost HP, so the lower you are, the more effective it is at healing you, which is unique. A little counterintuitive sometimes. But from here, I think we're just going to go for the kill. Pretty sure I want to heal here. We will use these little ones. I want to get the 60... Dang, I wanted to get the 60 alien miss for G. Murphy here. But we are just going to work on killing here. Okay, this won't kill, which is perfect. And hopefully, there we go. Hopefully this one doesn't do any damage is what I was thinking. So this gives us a nice prep turn. Fantastic. So now we can prep some skills before we kill here. Defense. We do want to kill here. We can just white stance, actually. Don't Do I want to white stance now? It doesn't matter. We will white stance. We'll get rid of a lot of our sacrifice here. Defense, strike, defense. Great. And now we definitely want to kill. So I think we do this. We will waltz. Strike. Oh yeah. And now we are in a great spot. We're definitely going to kill. We're going to get rid of all of our sacrifice. I can probably actually just do this because we are going to get rid of all of our sacrifice. Prep you up a little bit for next turn. Get rid of this. Law. End turn. Get rid of that sacrifice. This puts us in a nice, good spot for ignore the whispers. Screw that. Okay, don't ignore the whispers. Symptoms suck. This guy is definitely annoying, but we're in a good spot here because just one Exalt should block all the damage here. We can use Miriam Rouse, get a bunch of Arithmetica. We'll use her and grab Waltz. Waltz. Chosen. Blocks pretty much all the damage. We're going to use this. Big Key Flare. Strike is free. More Key Flare. Not Key... Well, more tentacle damage and Key Flare. Abyss Loop. I probably should have used Abyss Loop sooner to copy something, but this is fine. Strike. Strike. I am taking 71 sacrifice, but with both of these in hand, I will be taking none. I might actually just use this, see what I get. Sure. And I'll still not take that 71. So we were able to block all the damage there. This is going to be a lot of damage. I do want to try to kill here. At least the big guy. I don't think I'm going to kill everything else. And I shouldn't say kill, but I want to get... This is going to be my burst turn. So I am going to use this now. We're going to go into red stance. We will... How much hand space do I have? I'm good on hand space. This gives vulnerable, so you want to use it before attacking. I don't have the hand space right now. I'm going to try to do this without Goliath Exalt, just because I want to see how much damage I'm going to do. Because if I could do this without Goliath Exalt, that would be ideal. Because Goliath takes a long time to recharge his Exalt. I want the discard. If I don't get the discard, this is also pretty good. Let's utilize this before we accidentally kill. Well, Festival of Tides here. Not the best, not the worst. Oh, I should have Law the Strong here. I got that, and I could have reduced or increased my damage a bit more. I don't care about the poison. Oh man, if I had just done leet more damage, he would have died to the sacrifice. But here, I've got quite a bit blue. I should be able to finish him off here. We want him to be vulnerable. We will defense here. Loop. Give me this. $62. I might come back to this turn, depending on the damage here. Because I'm hoping for some crits. We'll heal, might as well. And we will defend. Yes, perfect. Great. Leaves me in a pretty good spot here. So you always get this healing option before the boss. So don't ever worry if you're, below half or whatever before the boss. You'll get this big heal, and this heal is based off of your percentage of lost health anyways. I like to get rid of Exalted Pyre. I never use it, so it's just useless for what I build. Pharaoh's cards are also decent delete targets as well. They're generally not the best. Shop one more time. The Arithmetica here is pretty good. Here we go. I'll take a Miriam portrait, and I'll buff this. As far as relics wise goes, it's pretty good for what we're trying to accomplish. I want to Miriam Exalt, and I think I want to Miriam Exalt in white stance actually, to build up. No, we'll do it in blue stance. I lied. And we will grab her. What can we loop here? Not bad. I don't love the sacrifice, but this team is all about the sacrifice. Go ahead and do that. Get rid of those. We'll do this. Since this is the final boss, you can kind of go a little bit more ham here with your cards and your sacrifice stacks. You don't have to... I don't want to do that. You don't have to be too conservative about sacrifice stacks. I'm really hoping for a Pharaoh's defense and a Goliath strike. Is that too much to ask for? Goliath strike, Pharaoh's defense. I don't know if I need to do this. All right. Ideally, my Goliath would be overexalt here. He's not, and I don't think he will be, but this will be fine. We're going to Miram Exalt. We will go into red stance. We will Goliath. These are great to kind of get rid of so you have hand space for G Murphy. We'll just do this strike. G Murphy overexalt. I want a little bit more hand space before I continue, because I want to get this so she gets that bonus damage, and then we'll just beat the shit out of her with some tentacles. Let's see if I want to use this. Try to get more waltzes here. Okay. That's not bad. I have so many of these loops in my deck. Another waltz. I will take it. And then here, grab both of those. And I'm just going to kind of deal with my sacrifice. Play that defense. Get her up a little bit more. $500,000 with $500,000 sacrifice. I still have white stance because I haven't white stance yet, so I am chilling with that. Let us get her up and ready. We're going to use this because I know I'm going to use a lot of Arithmetica this turn. Let's work on getting him ready for the next big damage attack. I would like to get Miriam up to going. Getting weakness on the enemy would also be nice. Trying to just build a lot of tentacle damage here. Strike is free. I want to use her defense. This reduces the enemy's strength by quite a decent amount. Oh, great. I can grab one from the discard. And we're just going to keep building up this tentacle damage, build up the tentacle damage. I want to get him to overexalt before my next burst turn. And the reason why I want him overexalt is just so his cards cost 0. So they're free to play, they don't clog up my hand. They're just not annoying me. Here, I really need to shield this, because that's a lot of damage. don't think I need to deal that much ALMS. There we go. We'll do weakness. This, discard it so I can get some more. Choose one. We'll get that shield, and we'll chill. This is a great one of these derived cards to get. $66, is that enough? I think it's pretty dang close. Great. White stance, exalt with her. Red stance. We'll exalt here with Goliath. You always use that right option, usurp, because that's giving you that temporary strength. Try to get a little bit of hand space here before we use G. Murphy Exalt. Wow, my Blade of the Titans didn't get any one of those waltzes, which is fine. I'll grab another waltz here. We'll get rid of these guys here. Oh, I could fish for some stuff here. We'll fish for this, this, this. This is free. Waltz. We're going to have to try and kill here. More alias is not going to help me. I don't think shuffling is going to help me either, but it might. Oh, we were able to kill. If I didn't kill there, the damage that they were going to do was going to kill me, especially with those tentacles. But clear is a clear. If I didn't kill there, the comp is viable to... I could have like ran it back, basically restarted from the beginning, and played it just a little bit differently. Maybe not as aggressively that final turn, and maybe played it more defensively, and it would have been fine. I had 170 death resistance, so I could have gotten 1 death resistance as well. But that is sort of start to finish how you want to play G. Murphy. You want to Goliath Exalt into G. Murphy Exalt, Miriam in blue stance ideally. If you want the alias, you can white stance, never red stance. Pharos is just good for fishing and shields and stuff. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. Peace.